find my door broken, and in my inventory, I've just started to make new clothes, is a note. Now you may not be able to read this, but it says, "The silence is airy. He walks alone, comes out at night. A mask the colour of milk is worn. Broken tower, broken boxes and doors. Stalking his prey, the silent is born." And it's signed, Seal of the Silent. So things that I've noticed that are broken are my two side tables, including the two kitties that were sitting on top. He's obviously taken all of my, everything in my inventory was gone. All my metal tools were gone, again. And there is, this door is broken, and a cupboard here is broken. This cupboard that had all of my dyes in it has a paintbrush. Yay. And then, which cupboard was it? This one had about 1,500 cementing paste in it that I have collected by hitting up the beaver dams every day. Now, I realise that these are unlocked, but I cannot, for the life of me, find an entry point. So, one of two things has happened. He's come in while I was still here and the doors were open, or he's come in through one of these doors, which is, both of these doors are unlocked, which they are not going to be now. They're going to be locked. Yeah, I don't know. What I did, however, find in my letterbox was another note from someone called Blade. It's Blade. "I caught someone breaking in and stopped him. Contact me at King's Landing, please." So we're going to get our clothes on. I'm going to make some dye to dye them up. And actually, I've got other clothes that don't need dyeing. And we are going to head straight to King's Landing before we even replace these doors. Part of the rules also say that that one should report this to the mods, or the gods, I should say. So we will do that as well, following their rules. We are supposed to take a snapshot of the tribe log and a snapshot of the note that's left, and we'll do that. So we'll go down to King's Landing, see if we can find Blade, and see what happens from there. Should be some interesting RP.
Oh, hello, miss.
Hello.
Is everything all right?
I came to find Blade, if he was here.
I'm not sure if he's awake at the
I
moment.
haven't seen him.
I can check his house.
Okay, my house was broken into, and he said he left a note saying he found someone or caught them breaking in, so.
Did they leave a note by any chance?
The person who broke in? They did. Somewhat obscure one, though.
Yes. Could I possibly see that?
Certainly. Sip of tea while they read the note.
Because I was had a saddle from an iguanodon stolen today as well.
Oh, Gosh, that's an expensive loss.
That is a very obscure note.
It is, indeed.
Jaden.
I wanted
It's
to make sure that the
definitely
text
different
was
from the one you showed me.
sufficiently. It's at least it is signed by Sealed Silent.
Yeah, but none of the rest of it points to anything, except for the fact that he broke some boxes, including some crafting tables.
Was
But
anything
Broken Tower.
specific missing?
Well, he took, let's see, out of my crafting tables and my storage boxes, he took, I would say probably 1,500 cementing paste, all my dyes, my clothing, my metal tools. Like, I woke up naked, which is not a state that a lady likes to find herself in without permission. My gold was gone from where it was in one of my animals. The only animal I had in the house. He broke 2 doors, but for the life of me, I cannot see an
Okay,
entry
well, let
point.
me check Blade's house real quick.
And where do you live exactly?
On the very western tip of the redwood forest. Excuse me, eating chocolate. My bad.
Alright. If possible, could you get that note you just gave me? Make a copy of it so I can show other knights if need be.
I can make a copy. I have no tools. I would just let me gather some materials to create a note. I would imagine.
I have some
I believe we
materials.
have enough. Oh, he's got it.
Oh, thank you.
But Blade is not answering his door, and his horse is gone, so he's probably awake and out on patrol.
Well, that's good to hear. At least he's awake, and I'll be able to catch up with him at some stage.
Also, if Blade is never around or not awake, just ask for me. My name's Sir Talon Flowers, and I'll do everything I can to help.
I appreciate that very much, Sir Talon. I'm a lady in distress at the moment, and I appreciate your kind offer of help.
Of course.
And where are you from?
I have a restaurant on the very western tip
I believe she said
of the
west
redwoods.
point of the redwoods.
Correct. It's a restaurant called the Garden of Eaton. It's got a lot of gardens around it.
Oh, okay.
How does one make a copy of the notes? Do you just type it out, or is there an easier way?
I usually commit it to memory, or and then just type it out. That's pretty much the only way.
Then committing it to memory I shall.
I also sometimes use a notepad.
That's what I was planning because memory grey cells are starting to deteriorate in the fluster. Just one moment.
Having recently gone through this, I sympathize with you completely.
Oh, I know the iguanodon saddles are so expensive. I'm so sorry. Mine's just a bit of time to replace, and unfortunately the gold, well, it wasn't very much. But yeah, the iguanodon saddles are expensive. So I'm just going to make a note with the offending. Where are we? What does that mean? The silence is airy. He walks alone. Which spelling of colour is that? Yeah, it's the American spelling. You Americans. Okay, my apologies. I was just doing that note. Here's the copy. So obscure though. Broken Tower.
But looking back at this note, their spelling was a little bit off as well. So look for someone that's educated but not too educated. But I'll share my note with you if you'd like. I think
I would
yours
like
is a
that
little
very
bit more
much.
detailed than mine was.
A piece of grey fur. Strongly of damp. I know where this is. The same one was left for me. Grey fur, smells of damp, and white sand or footprints dotted with white sand. Stoneward. There, that is where my last thief was
Stoneward.
tracked to. Unfortunately, because the thief followed the rules, that it was just mentioned to the gods to keep an eye on, but that I would direct my inquiries there. They're so similar. I do have a copy of the last note, but not on me. It's at my house. Uncannily similar.
I have submitted a copy of the note to the gods.
Yes.
As well.
Good. Okay, well.
But would you like a copy of your note given to Talon?
That would be lovely, and anybody else who you deem necessary, I would appreciate that very much. And thank you for the materials. I'll give you your your thatch and your fibre back, and I will go and I've got some friends I can get my tools replaced fairly quickly.
Okay, and I'm not too worried about the fiber and thatch, but if I could have the note back.
Of course, my apologies. I should have dropped that one first.
Thank you. I understand that the people of Storm's End have had similar notes to mine. And so I went over and spoke with them, and Maester Manuvus took a copy of the note as well. So
Okay.
I'm sure all the kingdoms will be finding out about this shortly.
Yes. One hopes they will go en masse to root the thieves out and give them a good whipping, and hopefully retrieve some items.
And would it be all right if I called upon you at some time to take a look at your note?
Oh, of course, at any time. I'm headed back that way now, in the hopes that Blade might call back past and have more information.
Certainly. And where I know you mentioned western tip of the redwoods.
It is right on.
That's kind of a large area.
Well, it's the very western tip. There's a. Let me just give you the coordinates. I would say it is right at latitude 60, longitude probably 28 or 29. You can't miss it.
Okay, rather close to where Grand Maester was beginning to build
Build
a
the school?
school there.
Yes, right opposite, directly opposite on the other side of the river.
Okay,
You can
I'm the
see it
Maester,
from
and
my
I
place.
carried up quite a bit of materials up there, so I
Oh, very
know
nice.
almost exactly where you are.
Fabulous.
Do want to get this information to Talon, but he said he needed to go in his head for a few moments.
Yep,
So
I can understand that.
I'll follow up there shortly.
I look forward to it. I'll make us a bite
But
to eat.
hopefully you're secure now.
Yeah. Well, there's no entry. Like I've got no broken external doors, no broken external windows. I'm going to check again. In my fluster, I might have missed it, and that confuses me. So.
Well, my iguanodon, I can show you the scene of the crime, so to speak.
Was it here? Gosh. Yes.
I had it right here, and had something come up, and so I was in my shop, and I had to go into my head for a few moments. So I did not hear any sounds from the four beasts, but it was right here where we stand that the saddle was stolen from.
Well, that's bold. In right here in the open where anybody
Very
could
bold
see.
Indeed.
Heavens.
Yes.
That's.
So,
And right here in King's Landing too.
Very, very bold indeed.
Okay, well, yes, it's very disturbing. I'll head back home and do a bit of a thorough exterior search and see what else I can see. And I look forward to seeing you up there in a little while. I'll get the stove cooking
and like I said, I'll give
bake you
this
some cake or
information
something.
to Talon.
Yes, I'm sure he'd
That would
appreciate
be
that.
wonderful.
All right. Oh, and my name's Ilara Wilder, by the way. Sorry, I'm not even sure if I introduced myself in my
Laura, I'm
fluster.
Jaden Stonewright.
Jaden, pleasant to make your acquaintance,
Oh,
even under such
I understand
circumstances.
completely. Likewise, Laura.
All right, I'm off. Crimson and I are going to gallop for home and hope that we get there safely. Yes, and let's hope this comes to a
Oh,
much more
safe journeys.
suitable. Yes, thank you, and yourself. Wow,
Well,
right
I hope
there.
he's found and strung up by his man parts.
What little man parts he has after I've finished with him. I suspect
Yes,
I'll have
indeed.
a nice dish on the menu tonight if that was the case. Alright, so we're going to head for home. I'm going to stop at my friend Amelia's place and just let her know that I'm there and see if she's awake. So I'll be right back. Alright, so this is where we're going to leave part one. My friend Amelia's house is over behind me down on the border of the swamp. You'll see that next time. So, ladies, gentlemen, girls, boys, and those who haven't determined who or what they are yet, whatever you're doing today, have a good one. I'll catch you next time.